I should title this video, Mike's Just Lazy. This is a response to Backwoods because I didn't feel like typing. Okay, so the first thing. I don't intend, well, hold on, let me start again. I intend to have the machine shop equipment and the the new 40-foot container, in place before the freeze. Not very hard to do. I mean, I could just call the fucking storage container company. They'll drop one off next week. I mean, it's not like I'm going to save up or anything. The road, that's a good question that you asked, too. The only time the road is really going to ever be a problem is the spring. In fact, I'll say this. I'll have an easier time getting in and out of that land in the winter than I will in the spring. Because the road is fucking horrific in the fucking spring. In fact, to the point that I'm going to try to not go in and out in the spring. Because when they close the snowmobile trail, there's a time period where they wait to open the ATV trail because it's destructive to the trails and the trails are on private property. So the real time that I'm going to probably be stuck there is in the spring. I mean, it's my property. It's not that I couldn't go in and out, but I don't want to destroy the fucking road. So that's the time when there'll be a problem. So the other thing I was wanting to address with this 40-foot container thing, my plan is I'm going to have another container brought. I'm going to empty the old container into the new container, and I'm going to drag the new container up to drag the old container to where the new container is. I'm going to put them both on some kind of a slab independently, and then I'll probably tie it together later. But what I'm going to try to do is make one of those container garages. Probably going to contract these Amish guys to actually build the roof structure because they do that shit for a living. I mean, they're Amish. I'm just going to be honest with you. Yeah, I could do this shit. Can I tell you something? I'd rather have something an Amish person built than something I built as it pertains to wood, not as it pertains to cars. So, the reason being is the one thing in the world I'm actually hell-bent on is I want to get my fucking Model A in running condition. Not that I even care about driving it. It's just me and my father built it. If I drop dead, I would like it to be a usable car instead of a fucking car with a blown engine. Because truthfully, that's all that's wrong with it. There's shit wrong with it in my eyes that needs to be fixed. But also, too, it's got a Corvair suspension in it. Front suspension. And I don't think my father put V8 springs in the fucking thing, which is why it sits so low in the front. A Corvair, when you put a V8 in a Corvair to race them, you're supposed to upgrade the springs to V8 springs. I don't think my father ever did that. He didn't know. It's just whatever. He might have, and he just cut the springs too short. But the fucking car don't sit. I don't like the way the car sits. And it's not going to make it down the road. Hey, see how I tied that back in? You need a little bit of ground clearance to get down this fucking road. So, what was the other thing that Backwoods had brought up that I wanted to fucking address? Because the hauling, the road. Oh, slot cars. I laughed when you said that. This little cabin's going to basically have, like, I think, a cathedral ceiling type deal in the living room. And I thought to myself, you could put some pulleys up and you could put a piece of fucking plywood. And you could even decorate the piece of plywood with, like, that fucking crap, like closet liner, like the cedar closet liner. So when it's up against the ceiling, it'll look nice. And you could bring it down and you could just run the thing off battery power. Slot car tracks will run off a DC battery. That's how the original ones ran. I could put it on the floor and then me and the cat could play with it because I bet he'd love slot cars. But truthfully, I don't want to clutter the cabin up too much with a lot of crap like that. But when I get the container garage, I have to have a name for that other than a container garage, like the garage of disappointment. I'm going to probably end up with like a little bit better of a garage than I had at my old house. Meaning it's probably going to be, my old garage was 20 by 30. I might be able to pull 20 by 40. No, 20 by 30. I might be able to pull 30 by 40 out of this container garage, but I don't see people putting the containers very far apart when they do this. So it might be 20 by 40. I don't know. I'll also have the containers. I don't know, whatever. So that's it. And the reason why I tell you this shit backwards is because it seems like you want to do this. And I'm just letting you know. And also, too, one of the reasons I don't talk about this a lot is because I am like the most negative person in the fucking world, I think. I haven't met a worse person yet. Let's just put it this way. We have a friend, me and my brother. whose nickname is Grumpy. He might be worse than me. He's also older, though. When I first met Grumpy, my brother said, hey, I want to take you to meet one of my friends. Just listen to this guy. This is what you're going to be when you're older. He's right, too. I act exactly like Grumpy used to act when he was my age. And Grumpy drives exactly the truck that I want. I always did, though. I love those fucking trucks. Oh, by the way, backwards. The reason why the 79 is a big deal, not only were they the most beautiful truck Ford ever made, but 78 and 79 had a different steering box and different steering geometry, and it was a much better front suspension. So it's the most beautiful of those trucks, but also that those 2 years had the best steering box. And to your question on slot cars, because you asked a long time ago, the Aurora slot cars. I don't know how many times I've told you this. Get a tattoo, Aurora. Just tell people that it was an old girlfriend. Aurora slot cars are the way to go. They make reproduction ones. They're not technically reproductions because somebody bought the name and they're remaking them. You know what I mean? What's the name of the company? The picture of a kangaroo. Round two hobbies or something it's called. They own AMT and they own Aurora. The Thunderbolts is what the cars are called. Scale-wise, those would go best with a train set. By my estimations. And they also, if you use the right, just go on eBay and look up Aurora slot car shit and you're going to see what you're looking for. Trust me, you'll fall in love. It has the 1960s look that I bet you're looking for. But what I was saying about the negativity. I don't like to talk about this too much because there's times where if you listen to me talk, you would think that this was the biggest mistake I ever made, which I don't know yet. You see what I mean? So, when other people talk about doing this kind of stuff, it's like the little acoustic music's playing in the background and everything's great. That ain't me. It's just, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to scare you away from doing something you really want to do because I've lived a shitty life. There's another, oh yeah. I never addressed this, but you asked me about it. I fully intend to make a video describing how that black powder semi-automatic thing works. I would like to find the blueprints that I drew, but God only knows what happened to them during the move. I might have just thrown the fuck out too, because I know how it works. I don't need fucking, I'm not ruled by pieces of paper. My brain came up with it. My brain can fucking do it again. So anyway, I will tell you how that works, because I have no intentions of doing it. The reason being is the amount of effort I would have to put into that to make it work. I can make the coolest regular gun the world has ever seen. Like, I don't care, because it's like, I don't give a fuck if somebody else does this, because I probably would never show you if I did, but I actually have this idea of making a 5.56 caliber BAR, and you have to shorten the receiver down in the chamber, which you'd have to make the receiver from scratch. Now, this is a semi-automatic idea, but if you look at the BAR A1, the wings that went around the magazine, if you extended those, meaning manufacturing it yourself, if you extended those wings and made a magazine well, that's how you get the BAR. It's a Browning assault rifle. That's how you get your magazine well, to hold AR-15 magazines. And my idea was to use them instead of using a stupid fucking BAR stock, because I don't dislike those. I'm just saying I wouldn't want to use one all the time. MG34 type pistol grip with a Valmet style stock. That's what I was gonna do. I think I'm still gonna do this, but that's what I'm saying. Like, why would I make that stupid black powder thing? That's gonna get fouled and it's gonna be a song and dance, and I have to make every harmonica individually for the thing to work. Why would I put all the effort into that when I could have a semi-automatic 5.56 BAR? See what I mean? That's why I want to get my fucking machine shop put together, because I would like to try doing some shit like that. Would I be able to pull that off? Well, I'm a better machinist than I am a carpenter, but that doesn't mean I'm a fucking great machinist. But with stuff like that, you only get better at shit doing shit. Like when I was at my old house doing machine shop shit all the time, I noticed that I got a lot better at it. With the milling machine sitting in the fucking garage here in a pile, I'm not getting any better at running the fucking thing. So, I don't know. I think I addressed all your questions. I hope I did. But yeah, I'll try to keep you better updated. I intend to get a fucking camera. It's just like, then I gotta learn how to edit videos and shit. How many years have I been saying I fucking don't know how to edit videos? So eventually I will, trust me. Anyway, I'm fucking done talking to you. See you later, backwoods. Fuck you all.